Hey girls, it's me. I know it's been 978 years since you've seen me. That is really my bad. Truly it is. I don't have nothing to talk about. I'm in my mama's car, honey. She really don't know I'm in it, but she gave me permission because she in my car. She had took my car down across town, to the other town, and she left me the keys to her car in case I needed to get to make a run. And Michaels had sent me an email saying that today only they got 60% off of one item. And I'm gonna go get one item, maybe two. But yeah, I'm in her car. Y'all probably listening to me through the headphones. I don't know why I was gonna take them off, but anyway, I've been gone for a minute. I don't even know if I'm back with the jump off. Life has been très difficult, honey. It's life said, girl, you oop. It ooped me. Life ooped me. So let me tell you, I've been gone, and I told y'all I was gonna tell y'all why I was gone. So I'm gonna take the long road. Wait, let me check my mama's gas. I'm gonna take the long way. It ain't that much longer, but it's just it's not on the freeway. Anyway, so back in December, that's when I really kind of chopped y'all. I chopped y'all and was like, girl, forget videos. What happened was I was going on a cruise. I was getting ready for the cruise. I really didn't have time to get to y'all because I was packing for the cruise, preparing for the cruise, buying plane tickets to fly out so we could get to the port so the boat won't leave me, honey. It was just a lot going on. So I was like, girl, we'll do videos. I might do a video on the cruise. I might do a video when I get back from the cruise. I was just like, girl, forget YouTube. I'm going on this vacation. I'm tired. Y'all know in September, my great grandmother broke her femur bone in her thigh. Snapped it right in half. So I had been busy with her, and she was in the rehab. We were back and forth from the hospital to the house to rehab, and I was like, I need this vacation. I need this vacation. I need to relax, honey, my body and my bones. Get on this boat, honey, with my good girl Tyler. Hey Tyler. And just, have a good time. And so I had done got to the boat, everything, getting prepared to go on the cruise was fine. I already had a passport, honey, because I'm international. I travels, so it wasn't no problem getting, I had my passport already, getting my stuff in order, getting on the plane wasn't no issue, honey. My mama had dropped me off at the airport. Child, 5 in the morning, I had got on the plane and flew, and then I had to connect flights. That's not a problem. I've been flying since I was 4 years old, honey. I've been flying by myself since I was 6. So airports and travel is not, it don't stress me like that, honey. I found my gate, honey, and got to my location. And then I got an Uber at the airport, got to the port. It took 15 minutes, after I got the Uber. Now getting the Uber was a little difficult because they wasn't accepting my money. Now I had money, but the Uber was stripping. The app was stripping. They wouldn't take my card. But anyway, I got there. We got on the boat, honey. I was preparing to have a good time. But as soon as I got on the boat, I started feeling bad. And I'm like, well, sometimes I feel bad. It's whatever. We're going to shake it off. Now, the cruise was a week-long cruise, a 7-day cruise, Sunday to Sunday. So it's Sunday. I'm on the boat. We go out. We go to the little bar downstairs. We rock through the club real quick, see what they was giving. Just experiencing little things. And I'm like, okay, cute. We'll do this. We'll do this. This is cute. Me, Tyler, and Lisa. We all on the boat. And I'm thinking we finna have a week of fun and sun and everything. Blah blah blah. I started feeling bad. I went to bed rather early. I was like, okay, maybe I'm jet lagged, whatever. So about 11 o'clock, I want to say, on that first night, I was like, y'all gonna have a good time. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. So I went back to the room. I laid down, child, and I slept, and I couldn't get up the next day. I was like, why I can't get up? What's the problem? Why I'm so tired? I can't get up. But, I eventually got up later in the afternoon, and I walked around the boat. We trying to see what's going on, yada, yada. Who all here, what y'all name is and all that. Not really, because I'm not that type of girl. I'm not an introduce myself type of girl. I'm just going to walk around and see what's going on. So I'm walking around the boat, walking, it's a casino on the boat, walking through the casino, walking through the gift shop, the jewelry shop, the candy shop, trying to see what's going on the boat. I'm still not feeling my best, so I went and laid down again later that night. I went to the bar. They was doing karaoke that second night. We had a good time, and then after a while, I was like, let me go lay down. We got to, because it was a trip to the Bahamas, we get to, honey, one of the islands, child. I can't be bothered to give y'all the full itinerary. And we get off the boat and everything's cool. We go to the beach. Everything is lovely. I'm on the beach, you know, we having a good time. We in the water, we on the sand, we on the chairs, we drinking, carrying on. I don't get drunk, so I really just spent $14 for a drink for nothing but whatever I did, because everybody else drinking. I'm like, I'm not gonna just be here. You know, they're like, I want to see you drink something. I'm like, it's not gonna do nothing, but let me drink anyway. So I drank. It didn't do a thing. You know, I'm saying the drink was fruity, it was hot, it was cold. You know, the weather was hot, the drink was cold, I was cool. And we had a good time. And then we, you know, got back on the cruise ship after, you know, a day in the sun and everything. I went and immediately took my shower, because the first thing I'm gonna do is take a bath. Honey, it really don't matter. As Mariah Carey once said, irregardless of what transpired, I'm gonna take a bath. First thing I did when I got on the boat, you know, everybody was trying to meet up and, hey, what y'all doing? I'm like, I'm finna get this airport off of me. I'm gonna take a shower, and then I'll meet y'all downstairs. You know, I've got to bathe. Absolutely got to. So we get back from the beach. I hop in the shower, and then when I got out of the shower, I realized that the floor in our cabin was wet. Literally 50% of the room was wet, the floor. I'm like, now wait a minute. Now I wasn't showering that vigorously to where the water would have been splashing all outside the bathroom and all down the floor. Like, what's going on? So Tyler and I were sharing a room. When we came back, when he came back, because he was out doing something, honey, while I was taking my shower. He came back in the room. I was like, the floor is wet. And I don't know, I don't think it's because of my showering or whatever, but it is soaking wet. You know, so I put the towel down. And he was going out to do something, but I still wasn't feeling very well. So I was like, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna order some room service or whatever. You know, you go out and have a good time. He went out, had a good time. I ordered room service. And when the room service got there, I was like, hey, the floor is wet. What can we do? Now I think this was Wednesday night. I want to say Wednesday. I said, the floor is wet. You know, can we get something done? Can y'all come dry the floor? I don't know why it's wet. It's just wet. And they came and they looked at the floor. I had some towels on the floor, and they brought this little fan, this little tiny fan that did not really dry the floor. So the next day, the floor was still wet. They said, you know, we called again and let them know the floor is still wet, and now there's like the smell in the room. And child, they brought another little fan or whatever. I went to an art exhibit class thing. You know, there was an art situation that I wanted to see. They had some Pablo Picasso's and some, you know, Salvador Dali art. You know, I like art. So I went and I listened to the class and everything. And when I came back, the floor was still wet. And at this time, Tyler was starting to get annoyed. And I was trying to be like, okay, we gotta, something has to be done. I wasn't trying to get upset. I was just like, we gotta figure out how to get this floor dry. So later that night, we went to, they went out. I laid back down because I still wasn't feeling well. We called, you know, guest services or room service, whoever. Again, you driving too fast for me, honey. I would have made that turn, but you going a little too fast. Just a little bit. And they brought this machine. It was midnight before they came. They brought this machine that they said I had to be out of the room for them to use. I said, all right, I'm just gonna walk around the ship. There's plenty to do. You know, it's some grown areas that don't close until a certain time, whatever. I'm gonna just go sit around and find some places to be. So midnight, they put the thing in the room. They said it would take about 30 minutes. I gave them 45. I came back to the room at 12:45, and the thing was still in the room. The machine, it was like an ozone machine. It sucks all the moisture out of the air in the room or whatever. So I gave them another hour. I was like, okay, they're not done. Let me give them a little more time. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna read a book. Child, I'm gonna, you know, text my daddy or whatever. I had ordered the internet package so I could send messages. So I was like, let me, you know, my daddy up. Let me message him. Let me just sit around and give them another bit of time. So 1:30, I went back to the room, and it still was in the room. And I was like, okay, I'll give them a little more time. I went and I sat around for another like hour or so. And by 2:30, I was just so tired and feeling so bad that I just had to go back in the room and lay down. And like, if the machine was gonna suck all the moisture out of my body, I was just gonna be dead tomorrow because I was so tired. Tyler came in that next day. He was asleep because they had been out all night. And when we got up and reconvened in the afternoon, we were both confused. Like, the floor is still damp. The room smells like mold and mildew now. Like, it is strong. So we try to get some situation. Like, at this point, we're not even able to have a good time because it's like, dang, the room stank. Like, it's strong. It's making me sick. I had started getting sicker. I have a mold allergy, and it's a bad mold allergy. And it has led me to believe that the reason when I first got on the ship and started feeling bad was because there was already mold and mildew in the room that we just weren't smelling at the time. But by this time it was strong. You know, one of the people we met on the boat that, you know, I would consider one of the boat friends, came to the room to pick up something, and she was like, oh my Lord, you know, like it's strong. Like you could smell it from the hallway. Like when we would go out to get something to eat and be coming up to the room, you could smell it from 2 or 3 doors down, that mold and mildew smell in our room. Like it was bad, and we were sleeping in it. You know, it's right next to my bed. I'm breathing it in all night and getting sicker and sicker and sicker. So we went downstairs, honey, and tried to talk to the boat manager or whoever she is, and she said, well, we can offer you some pictures or a dining experience. You know, you guys can eat at the steak, you know, restaurant upstairs, blah blah blah. And it's like, no girl, we don't want a dining experience. We want to not be deceased in this room. Like it stank in here. It stank. Like I'm sick, I can't breathe at this point. Tyler had gotten sick. He got tonsillitis and all this other stuff that he was dealing with. He had been down to the infirmary. I was starting to go down. I was starting to feel sick. So I went to the infirmary, and they was like, girl, you know, they treated me real stank in the infirmary. Real stank. Like I'm feeling bad, and they're just like, oh, you just got motion sickness. Like, no, this is not motion sickness. My throat don't hurt because the boat rocking. You know, my throat was starting to hurt real bad. Like my voice was going out. Tyler's voice was nearly gone. It was a mess. They gave me some lozenges, and like, and that was just kind of that. Like I felt disrespected at this point by the people in the infirmary. Like I felt disrespected because they talked to me like I was stupid. Like I had never experienced being sick in my life, and they just like, oh girl, well look, it's just the boat. No, this is not the boat. So we talked to the people downstairs, and they didn't have any other room to put us in. And then miraculously, by Saturday night, they had a room. Now we were hearing rumors that somebody had done died on the boat, and then miraculously they got a room to move us in. That made us nervous. Saturday night, I'm sick, I'm throwing up, I'm laid out. We have to pack all of our things to move them from the stanking room to the new, maybe the guy died in this room, mysterious room. And I can't hardly pack my stuff because I'm so sick. I was sick, like bigly sick. And, you know, we packed all our stuff, and we went to the next room, and I just laid down, and I went to bed. Like I took another shower and I went to bed. And when we woke up the next morning, it was time to be off the boat. It was Sunday morning. You know, they said everybody had to be ready to get off the boat at 10, but at 9 o'clock, they was like evacuating the boat. We trying to sleep in. I was giving myself another 30-45 minutes because all my stuff was already packed. So I was just like, girl, I'm not gonna get up to the last minute because everything is packed. But they waking us up. They keep opening the door, looking in the, like, I mean, opening our door. We in the bed. They opening our door, looking in there, and then closing the door. They did that 3-4 times. And then here come the intercom system telling everybody to get up. It was just ghetto. It was ghetto. And then we had to drive back to a certain location. I don't want to give, you know, too much tea away, but we had to drive backwards to drop somebody off, and then drive forward, honey, to get back home. And that was what, like a 15-16 hour drive. He and I are both sick. You know, we both feel like crap trying to drive across the country to get back to drop me off at home. And then he's from here as well, so he's visiting his family. It was Christmas time, you know, we want to celebrate with the family, whatever. Child, it was a journey. It was crap. And then by the time I got home, as soon as I got home, I had been up pretty much all night. I got home, I went straight to work. Y'all know I work for my great-grandparents. I checked on them. They said they was doing fine. I went back home, got into bed, and from that moment, I was sick for like a month. For like a solid, it was crazy. Like we got home on the 22nd, I think, of December, and I was in the bed until probably December 31st or so. And then I went to my grandparents' house, and my grandmother wasn't feeling well. Like my great-grandfather hadn't been feeling well, and my great-grandmother wasn't feeling well either. They thought they had a cold as well. You know, my aunt had a cold, I had a cold. You know, we was all trying to see, is it the flu, what's going on? And my great-grandparents started getting runny noses and coughing and wheezing and stuff. And my great-grandmother's symptoms were different. She was wheezing in a way that didn't sit right in my spirit. And that's part one. I'm gonna bring y'all part two. I gotta run in Michael's real quick before they close, honey. They close in like 20 minutes. I gotta get my one item. But that's part one. I bring you part two after a while. But just know we gonna pick up with my grandmother. And this is December 31st. that's where we'll pick it back up. I'll be back.